As they say, and we're live.
Goldilocks.
Hello everyone, welcome to Goldilocks.
And the Silver Fox. Except I should say Goldilocks and he should say...
I'm Joanne.
Oh my gosh, and I'm Carl. We do have a lineup today, and the lineup, we're going to talk about a concert that we went to, we're going to talk about a car show that we went to, and then we're going to play our game. The game name is There a 10 But, and then we'll end with some improv. But before we get started on that, I wanted you guys to take note that Carl is dressed up today. What's up, Carl? I just totally put him on the spot.
Well, you know, so the last podcast was the whole fashion.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. We talked about fashion, and my
did.
fashion is pretty much t-shirts with cars and concerts. So, you know, I figured I'd step it up and wear something a little different.
Stepping it up a notch. Okay.
Got my little collared shirt on.
Being untrue to himself.
Yeah, kind of being untrue to myself. But, yeah, so I got my collared shirt on. But if I were to stand up, I'm actually wearing shorts underneath.
It's I can see them. It's true. Shorts and Crocs. So
yeah.
you know.
So
Which, speaking
don't
of
give too
Crocs,
much away.
Hold on. Speaking of Crocs, another PSA for you guys, and we're not sponsoring Crocs at all, but I have to tell you, their recovery, they're called recovery Crocs, are amazing. So if your feet ever hurt, get them. I'm telling you, they're amazing. So people say, oh, they're so big. They're supposed to be big for the way that they fit on your foot, and they are like walking on clouds. So anyway, that's today's PSA. You're welcome.
That's a crock.
Okay.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I did. I did see what you did there. Yeah.
All right, so today we're going to talk about a concert we went to and a car show we went to. But
So, we went to a concert this weekend, and I am going to splice some of that video into this video. And if you are listening on podcast and you want to see it, obviously check out the YouTube channel under the same name, Goldilocks and the Silver Fox.
Yeah.
Shameless plug, but whatever.
Shameless
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So, what was the name of the band? I forget. It was.
So it was. Here's the thing: we talked about AC/DC, and they're in their 60s. They're not really traveling right now. You know, everything's changing as far as the old classic music. So there was a tribute band.
Because the guys are old and classic now.
Yeah. Pretty much. So there was a tribute band. And this particular band was called Noise Pollution, and they travel all over the country.
Yes.
And it was the best tribute band that I have seen as far as they go.
I have to say they were really good.
They just put on a hell of a show.
They really did.
You know, they reenact all the different antics that they do on stage. The guitar player, he's taller, but everybody on the planet's taller than Angus.
Right.
So for those that don't know, Angus Young is the guitar player. And he started with the band, he was 15. So his persona is a schoolboy. He's a perpetual schoolboy on stage. Wears a little tie, a little jacket, a little hat. He's in his 60s, he still wears the same outfit.
Right.
But anyways, he does a whole show, and the guy that it put on the show with the tribute band did a really good job.
He did. And he was a young kid. He might have been 20. I mean, he was young, but he was great. He was great, yeah. And then the guy who played the lead, what's his name? Brian Johnson.
Wow.
Sorry, Brian Johnson.
Wow.
Jeez, I'm so sorry. My apologies to every AC/DC lover in the world. He really, okay, hold on. I was going to talk about the look, but let's talk about the sound. I thought he was lip syncing because his voice was so close. I was shocked, quite actually. But then as you listen and you're really paying attention, you realize it's the actual guy singing. And I was really surprised. And then, of course, he dressed like him. His body was similar. So yeah, they did good.
They did really good.
None of the rest of them looked like anybody, in my opinion.
So really, it was the singer and the guitar player that really were spot on.
Yeah, they were. They were
the other
great.
guys, you know,
Very
just bass
entertaining.
player and rhythm player. They did their job.
Now, which one forgot their words all the time? Nothing forgot the words. He knew the words, but he was putting them in the wrong place. Which guitar player was that?
So it was the rhythm guitar player.
So funny.
It was comical because I know these songs inside now, so it's kind of comical that the guitar player and the bass player, they're like clockwork with the real band. Like as the chorus comes up, they step up to the mic, sing their chorus, and they literally go back to the drum riser basically and stand back. And the rhythm guitar player, he would come up, sing his chorus. Sometimes he would come up a little late. And then there was a couple times he kept singing the chorus when the chorus was over.
Yeah.
All by himself, and the bass player had already walked back.
And then sometimes he would miss the chorus altogether.
Yeah. So I think he was just having a rough night. So,
yeah.
But anyway,
it was still awesome, though. I mean, it's
awesome.
live music, so when you go to live music, it's not going to be the record. It's
right.
There's just live music is different, but I have to say, all things considered, they did a fantastic job.
They did.
And it was a lot of fun.
And for those of you that are not fans of AC/DC, just a couple quick things. So the guitar player, for me as a fan, as a kid growing up, Angus is the guitar player. And literally, when I saw them live, I would just be absolutely mesmerized by him running across the stage, back and forth, up and down, falling down, getting up, just everything he did
all
was
his
just
antics.
It was like, how in the world is he playing this live and running around like he's doing? And there was one part where he would get on the singer's shoulders and they would literally go out in the audience and he would play a solo while they're going through the audience. He has a little kind of, I don't know if you call it mimic or a little half striptease that he does.
He does, yep. Which I got a little bit of that. I'll slice that into the video.
And there's a spot where he would fall down the show and roll around like Curly from the Three Stooges on the ground. Actually, that came about because one time he was performing, he slipped and fell on stage, and he just did that.
He went with it. He covered it.
He started going in circles, and the crowd loved it, so it became part of the show.
That's great. I didn't know that actually. Yeah. That's great.
So that became part of the show. So all these little things that Angus does live, this kid tried to replicate, and he did a really, really good job. So I was impressed with that, and the singer did a really good job because I don't know anybody on the planet could actually sound like that.
No.
It's a very unique sound.
Very
voice.
unique, yeah.
And tell him what your thoughts were as he would talk in between songs.
Oh yeah, okay. So the original band AC/DC is from Australia. Is that right? Okay, I got that right. See, guys, I do know some things. And so from Australia, and so obviously they have an Australian accent. So this gentleman, his voice so much like Brian Johnson, and then when he started speaking, he had a Latino accent, and I just thought it was so funny. So he still had an accent, but it was just funny because it's not what I expected. So yeah, I got a giggle out of that. I thought that was pretty funny.
He would do the.
He was great.
In between song banter really well, and he would talk and he would sound like him, and he would. As he would trail off, he would go from Brian Johnson to this Latino.
Oh yes, absolutely.
It was pretty fun.
It was funny. It was great. It was great.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
So as far as the show goes, it was absolutely awesome. But I just want to point out for anybody that goes to concerts, if you go to a concert and you're actually watching it live, I know everybody wants to capture everything on their phone nowadays.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just going to tell you about the douchebag that was sitting in front of us. So we're sitting behind this couple, man and woman, and this douchebag is sitting in front of us, literally had his phone out and would hold it as far as his arms would extend above his head. So it's literally blocking our view. So now I'm watching the concert on his phone.
And the kicker was, there was nobody in front of this guy. Right. He had a straight shot to the band.
Right.
There was no one in front of him. There was no reason he had to hold it up in the air.
Yeah.
It was really inconsiderate. So FYI.
FYI.
Don't be inconsiderate.
It's amazing what people do.
It is.
And every time I was about to grab something and throw it at the back of his head, he put it down. Like, okay, it's done. And then the next song he would start over again. And like, what?
I was almost ready to start flicking my food at him to hit him in the back of the head with my food. Yeah. But then, like Carl said, he'd put it down and then it would be down for a while. And, so that was a little bit ridiculous. But then...
Okay, go ahead.
No, go. What?
So I was going to talk about the other guy.
Go ahead, talk about the other guy.
So, just
I didn't know there was another guy.
Yeah, just continuing on with Carl's quirks.
So, the other guy, the first guy.
So, we all live busy lives, and Joanne and I try to do things as regularly as we can, but we have busy lives, so we're always busy doing something.
Right.
So
we don't go on a lot of dates, just he and I by ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Got kids, got responsibilities, got life.
Yes.
And, it's a tribute concert. It's not the end of the world, but it was a fun night for us to go out.
Yes.
And just be together and enjoy each other's company.
Yes. Get caught up on some things perhaps before the music started. Yeah.
So we sit down and we get there early because we want to get our seats, and we're actually close up to the stage. And there's this guy sitting in front of us, and he's got to be in his 60s?
Probably 72. You know,
close to 70s.
You know, up there a little bit. Yeah.
And man, he loved music.
Loves music.
And hey, I love music too.
Yeah.
But he loved music, but he would not stop talking.
Yeah, he loved music and he wanted to share it with us.
He had his wife.
Specifically with us.
He had his wife at the table in front of him, who he completely ignored.
Right. Came over, he wanted to talk to us.
Came over with his beer, sat it on our table, and just told us everything about the band that he saw the week prior. How his wife loved the antics that band was doing.
Yeah, which was a Van Halen tribute band,
Showed us all the pictures.
Yeah, some booty shots that the wife got of the guy that played, what's his name? David Lee Roth.
Wow.
Did
you sleep through the 80s and 90s?
How dare you? I'm still working on my caffeine.
All right.
Okay. I got the name. It just took me a second.
Yeah, okay. So anyways, going
Carl knows every useless trivia in the world, but just when you ask him a normal question like how to spell anything,
there is truth to that,
yeah. Okay, so Burn, got you back.
Yeah, you did. Thank God for spell check, that's all I'm going to say. Life was tough before spell check, that's all I'm going to say. So... yeah.
And so the guy did apologize. He said, I'm so sorry that I'm just talking to you guys so much. He goes, I just love music.
Well, that was after 20 minutes and I was finally staring at him with a blank stare. Like exhausted.
Yeah.
But, listen, he was the nicest guy in the world.
So nice.
Super nice.
And sharing his joy and happiness and excitement.
He talked about every band that he's seen. He knows some of the traveling local bands. He was talking about it by name. He would talk about what they would do backstage. And one guy wears a wig, and we're like, Jesus Christ, dude, I just want to talk to my wife.
Right,
so.
right. Yeah, so that was kind of funny. I mean, he's sharing his joy, but we were like, okay, it's good. We got it. We got it.
So,
but yeah, that was funny. So
if you're a talker and you don't know how to
read the room.
Read the room.
Read the room is the PSA on that.
There are some other people we know that just love to talk.
Who's that?
Not you.
Oh.
Related to you, though.
Well, yeah.
Oops.
My sister. But we love her.
Yeah, we do. So.
She's a mile a minute, though. We'll have her on sometime. She's a mile a minute.
Oh, yeah. She'll do the whole podcast by herself.
I mean, I think I'm talkative and full of energy. She puts me to shame, please.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. She does. I mean, runs circles around everybody that I know. I don't know anybody that runs circles around her. She's amazing.
Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah. So it was a fun night. It ended up being a fun night. Fantastic night.
Yeah.
We got up at the end. Got close to the band, and we'll share a little bit of those photos with you guys. So it was a lot of fun. And it was. I hate to say this because it's going to show my age, but it was kind of nice to get home around 10:30.
So true. And I want to share this too. So where we live in Clearwater, Florida, and there's literally something to do everywhere around us. Yeah. All the time.
A lot of activity.
We've got beautiful beaches. We've got beautiful weather when it's not a hurricane.
It is wonderful. Yeah, that's...
And, there's just everything around us. So the venue that we went to it's OCC Roadhouse. So I don't know if anybody remembers the Orange County Choppers TV show that was probably, 15 years ago?
Probably 15 years ago. It was on History Channel or on,
it was on
TLC or something like that. It was one of the cable channels.
And, they built custom motorcycles. So... Paul Sr., the dad on that show, opened up OCC Roadhouse Bar and Grill, I guess, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And it's a museum too. It has a lot of their bikes that they build.
Like I think 10 or 12 of the bikes that they built on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a neat place. It's got memorabilia from the show. It's got bikes they built. It's got just a lot of history of his family, his stuff from the show and everything else. But that's where the concert was.
Yeah.
The food is.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought the food.
Oh boy.
I need opinions.
Oh boy.
I need opinions. Okay. Carl orders the nachos. Fine. I said, you can't go wrong with nachos. I think you can. So I need an opinion on these nachos. Was all the normal stuff plus baked beans? Is that normal? I've never seen that. Baked beans, like the sweet kind, like baked beans. And I was like, what the hell is that? Did they just open a can of frickin' baked beans and throw it on there? Because that's exactly what it tasted like. Carl liked it.
I didn't have a problem with it. So, yeah, so it had baked beans, had chicken, had
I
all
need
kinds
to
of stuff.
know from you guys, would you like baked beans on your nachos? Like, I need to know. Let me know, please.
Well, so,
I was just slayed by it.
yeah, apparently it was offensive to her.
It was.
So, I actually didn't mind it.
Black beans, refried beans, but baked?
Why we gotta be all that way with the baked beans?
We gotta be
The
that
beans
way.
are okay, but not the baked ones?
That's not on nachos.
Well, I don't really see the problem with it. So here's what I think is, it's a roadhouse. It's kind of like a biker bar-ish, high-class biker bar setting. So I think the food kind of, in my opinion, is kind of like bar food.
It is like bar food with a twist.
It's with a twist. It's
Yeah.
quality bar food. It's
It
not
is.
a
Oh,
dive
yeah.
bar.
No,
by any
no,
means.
no.
It's a high-class
Absolutely.
setup.
Yes.
But they do have some unique stuff. You can
Yeah.
actually order buffalo meat, like a buffalo
Yeah.
burger.
I think even gator.
There's
They've
something
got
you can get gator
They
and
do have some
something
unique
else.
things on the menu for sure.
So I think they're trying to be different.
Different. Well,
And-
it was different.
Yeah, so
Some things, okay, listen, I am all about trying something new with food. I mean, as long as it's not too gross. But certain things are so classic that you just have to let them be classic. Because they're already perfect. You're not improving on that.
well,
Let me know what you guys think.
I
Make
think
some at home, try it, and then tell us.
I think it's their twist, and probably
Okay.
there are some locations around the country that put baked beans on.
Well, let me know. Have you been to a restaurant with baked beans on your nachos? Let me know.
It's not bad. Give it a try.
Okay, give it a try and let me know. Okay. So the next thing, so we go do that, right? Then we're all wound up. It takes forever to fall asleep. And then, unless you're Carl. And then, the next morning, Carl's like, let's go to a car show. And let's be out the door at 9. And I'm like, okay. So we did. And we live in Florida, you guys. It's hot. So it was hot. Okay, what do we see at the car show?
All right, so this is a local car show put on once a month, and again, we are blessed where we live with the things that we have around.
It's literally right around the corner from our house. We
It
could have
was.
walked. Yeah.
And this event probably had about 300 cars.
Yeah, it was big.
And it was everything from Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsches, all the way through your current muscle cars, modern muscle cars, all the way back to old school muscle cars, old school hot rods. It literally had everything
I even saw like
for everybody.
not a truck, but it would have been like an old milk truck or something from the 40s. I even saw one of those. There was all kinds of
so
interesting
they literally had something for everybody at this show. It was a really good show.
And you know, what I noticed at this show compared to a lot of the shows that we go to was that there was a mixed crowd as far as ages go. And I thought it was really refreshing to see some young people. Because a lot of the car shows we go to, everybody's using walkers.
Including us.
No! So, and no offense against that.
Right,
no,
right.
you know, but it was refreshing to see all ages at this show. I liked that. I thought that was cool. And some young people were, videoing and taking pictures, and I just thought that was really cool. It was nice to see. All right, well, let's move on into segment 2. So the name is There Were 10 But, and if you've watched the video, if you listen to the podcast, you know about this game. But we spin, and it lands on a number. Today my number is 4, and so that puts somebody in the middle range, and I grab a card. So they're a 4 but, and they're probably going to have a positive attribute. But let's see. They can only bowl with the bumpers on. Well, I am gonna level them. So we can't keep it the same. We have to go down or up. And so I'll go up to a 5 actually, because I don't think that's a bad thing, because I like the bumpers. I can bowl without them, but if somebody was like, hey, let's go bowling and let's use the muppers, I'd be like, hell yeah! If I'm honest, I mean, you know.
All right.
So what about you?
I think it's a Jovi rule that we got to go up or down, but
It is. We can't keep them the same. What's the point then? It's too easy. You gotta choose.
I'm gonna level them down.
Level them down.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go 4.
Okay, because it's wimpy.
I mean, I throw gutter balls half the time anyways myself.
Sure. So it's like whatever's fair.
I'm not a big bowler. Just it is what it is.
Okay. You gotta accept it. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
You're good.
Oh.
Ooh.
Jeez. They're a 1,
But.
they're the only person you've dated that both your parents like.
They're a 1, but both of your parents like them. All right.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? Does that level them up for you? That your
You
parents
can't really
like them?
level them down. So
That's right.
my parents ain't dating them, so
Sure.
I don't care what my
Okay.
parents say.
So you have to level them at least to a 2 because you have to not leave them where they are. But you know.
If my parents like them and they're a 1, they can hang out with my parents. I'm going out by myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna, both parents like them, so I'm gonna go level them to a 3.
Wow.
Sure.
Okay.
Give
I'll
a
say
few brownie
2.
points. A few brownie points for that. Sure. Yeah.
I'll say 2.
Okay. I got a 10. All right. So let's find out what we got here. I got a 10, but they hold their fork like a caveman. Well, I have to just divulge this information. My son, who is a 10, apparently, since moving out of the house, has decided to hold his fork like a caveman, and his girlfriend, it drives her out of her mind. So I would be very curious to know if that has leveled him down in her world. She's got to watch this. She's got to watch this video or listen to this podcast because we have to know. So they hold their fork like a caveman, and they're a 10. I'm taking them down to an 8, so they're still hot. They're still in the hot zone. But some improvements need to be worked on and hopefully can. What are your thoughts?
Well,
And just keep in mind, this now would be a woman holding her fork like a caveman.
So I think there's some leeway for a man to act like a caveman.
Absolutely.
And they probably could get away with that.
Somewhat.
Somewhat?
At least in the house, maybe not in public, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a manly animal trait.
Sure, it is. I'm so hot right now. Hold on, you continue. I'm going to go get a fan.
You are.
Thank you.
So I think. Excuse her big old blonde head. Real professional. So I think it's unique. Should I wait for you to come back?
No, keep talking.
All right. So I think it's interesting because, like I said, for a man to act like that, maybe because I am a man, but to sit down for a meal with a woman that eats like caveman. So if she's holding a fork like that, I'm sure she's shoveling it in, and I'd have to probably go down. I mean, that's a little.
So what would you go down to?
Would we start as a 10?
Yeah, she's a 10.
Well, I mean, if it's only during meals, that's the only. All right, here we go. Hello.
Oh, here we go. I'm breaking a sweat over here, you guys. I had to get a fan. Sorry if you can hear the humming now, but man, I got to do it.
I guess I'll just go to 7. I'll go below you. I'll go to 7.
I think that's fair because if I played for the other team, I'd have to take them down to a 5 probably. I couldn't tolerate it.
It's only while you're eating.
Yeah, still, I just can't. You have to have table manners, some table manners. So, at any rate.
Well, if that's the case, then you got to plan ahead. So then we go to a sports bar with a lot of TVs up on the wall, and
so
you stare at the
watching.
Well, so
right.
You can stare at the TVs and not have to watch.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm a planner.
He's a planner. Yeah.
They're a 10.
Okay.
They're a 10, but they're a 10, but they're mean to waitstaff.
Oh. Well, let's talk about mean to waitstaff. Now, Carl is never mean to waitstaff, but when I met him, he never left a tip.
Oh, come on.
Like $1. And I'm like, you can't do that. I would run back in and leave extra money on the table. One time we got chased out of a restaurant.
Well,
because he didn't leave a good enough tip.
I am not the world's best tipper. That is true, especially when I was younger. But, we went... Mr. Big Time Spender here, I took her to an all-you-can-eat, what was the pizza
Pizzeria,
place?
yeah.
Pizzeria.
Of course he would.
It was
Go to an all-you-can-eat pizza joint.
We know my love for food and pizza. We were talking about that too.
Yes.
So of course that was one of our first dates.
Yeah.
But it was a buffet. So you go in and pay for the buffet. I didn't think you had to tip anybody for
They
the
clean the
buffet.
plates for you. You have to
I thought it
tip.
was in the price. So we got chased out.
We did. And it was incredible, and I'll always remember it.
And she never lets me live it down.
That's right. So, at any rate, what was the question? They're mean to the waitstaff. Okay, so if I was dating somebody who was mean to the waitstaff and they're a total hot 10, you're an asshole. So I'm taking you down to a 4. You might be nice to look at, but listen, there's a lot of people that are nice to look at. You got to go.
Wow.
How about you?
Yeah. That was some harsh criticism.
Well, you
right
got to
there.
realize, because eventually they're going to be mean to you.
No, I agree.
There you go. I mean,
So,
that's character.
yeah, I think, yeah, if you're able to do that in public.
Mm-hmm.
That would get old very, very quickly.
Oh, it would be horrible. Human beings don't deserve that kind of. Well, I mean, some do, and hey, listen, I'll lash it out when you do. I got no problem, but not your wait staff, unless they're a horrible wait staff.
So, and here's the kicker: you can't be mean to them before they bring the food.
Oh yes, then they'll
Once-
just spit all up in it.
Once your food's there, then I guess you can be mean.
Well, you shouldn't be
You
mean
shouldn't
if
be-
they're a decent wait staff, and apparently this person's mean all the time to them, just
Yeah.
for kicks.
All right, moving on. This
Okay,
one's-
moving on. Oh, was that my spin? No, that was yours. Okay. So I chose a 2. But they get compliments on their dance moves at every wedding they attend.
This is about me.
It is absolutely not, because Carl doesn't dance unless he's incredibly intoxicated. And then he's so wild that he would just grab a hold of me and drag me all around the dance floor, plowing people over. Plowing them over.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you do. It was at like my sister's 30th birthday or something,
Yeah.
and it was incredible. So
From what I
anyway,
remember, it was a blast.
yeah. So I love that this person, there are 2, but they can dance. I love that. And they get compliments at weddings, which I just think it totally levels them up for me because I'm so entertained by it. So you just went from a 2 to a 7. I'm
Damn.
Yeah, because you are fun to be with. So you get extra points for that. How about you?
I'll give them extra points if they dance like Elaine, because then I would encourage her to dance all the time.
So you could laugh.
Yeah, so I could have fun.
So what's your number?
Um,
Started at 2.
being that I love the dance so much, not.
Right.
I could care less really. So I'd say a 3.
Wow. Okay. That's no fun at all.
I don't go out dancing, so
I know.
Go.
Go.
Moving on. Kind of the mood changed in here really quick.
Will you stop messing with it? What are you doing over there?
Apparently, I need to take her out dancing. I think
Yes.
that's kind of the look I just got reading the room. So if they're an 8, but they hit on your friends.
Oh, well, I already know what Carl has in mind for that. Probably down to a 1, I'm thinking.
They're an 8, but they hit on my friends. Yeah, I got no time for that.
Yeah, same here. I'm too good for that.
Yeah. Go hang out with my friends and have fun, but
That's right.
You're not going to waste my time.
Well, I gotta go fuck yourself.
So much for the family-friendly label on this episode.
We never said this show was family friendly.
True.
All right, they are a 6, but they ride a motorcycle.
Hey, like Fonzie.
Okay, let's get real. Fonzie. I'm gonna have to take you down to a 5.
Wow, why?
Only because, and I don't, nothing against motorcycles. It would give me anxiety because of where we live. It's so populated that people die on their motorcycles every day. So for me, causing me anxiety, I have to just take you down 1 notch. That's just my.
Oh, Debbie Downer over here.
I
with
know, but
motorcycles.
I'm just being honest. I'm being honest about my anxiety on that. I would be worried every time because around here, It's very dangerous. So what would you say? Okay, a chick. She's a 6, but she rides a motorcycle.
Can she do wheelies?
Whatever, man. I don't know. Can she? It's your...
Yeah, we'll say she does wheelies.
Okay.
Growing up, obviously, you hear all my things that I relate everything to as a TV show or something else like that. So growing up, watching Happy Days, Fonzie was cool. I was a little kid. My brother had a motorcycle. He wore a leather jacket. I thought he was Fonzie. I thought he was the coolest thing.
Wasn't he in an accident?
Well, yeah.
And he was, and he got very sick from it.
I'm thinking about the positive side.
Oh, sorry. I'm just being the realist on this
So,
one. Sorry.
so anyways, so I look at motorcycles as freedom and
like my Jeep, yeah.
Well, I'm talking now.
Sorry.
So, I think they're kind of like a little bit of freedom and adventurousness to them. Yeah, they're dangerous. I get that. And
freedom to die.
Hey. You should go out with the wind blowing in your hair.
You do.
So anyways, I don't have a bike because I would hurt myself because even at my age, I'm still immature. I forgot the question.
Oh, for fuck's sake, stop dragging it out. They're a 6, but they ride a motorcycle.
They're an 8.
Okay, thank you. Gosh, that was like pulling teeth over here.
Yeah, sorry for the monologue.
That was tough.
Hey. So.
Oh yeah, prompts.
You look very nice today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Our gorgeous daughter. You want to come get on camera and show everybody your gorgeousness?
Hey, man.
They're a 10, but they're really a 10. Come show your 10-ness. She's a 10. Come on.
I'm trying to go to the library.
They're a 10, but they're actually a 10.
This is our producer, Amanda.
Yes.
There's Andrew.
Yes. You want to say hi, Andrew?
Yeah.
Come on over, Andrew. Andrew's shirt says I'm a nervous Rex. I love it. All right, this is Andrew. Andrew, say hi. Bend down. Oh, well, you gotta, get your face in there. There you go. Now say hi. All right, so what's our prompts?
Skateboarding.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye, honeys. All right, so it's your go.
Then I just go.
I think I pulled the motorcycle card.
They're a 10, but they have someone you don't recognize as their phone background, and they won't tell you who they are. It's a Seinfeld episode.
Yeah. So do you have thoughts on that? I immediately have thoughts on that.
So what are your thoughts?
You're an asshole.
Everybody's an asshole.
Well, no, I mean just disrespectful. Like, who is it? Like, why are you hiding it? Like, what is that all about? So if you can't be honest with me, you gotta go. So they were a 10, and now they're a 3.
Wow. All right, so
there's a picture of them on their screen thing, and they won't tell you who they are.
So if it's a girl that I'm with, and she's got a picture of a dude, then it's a 1. She's a 1. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm out of there. I don't have patience.
Right.
We're starting to learn that about me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, this will be our last one. All right. Oh, a 2. Okay, so they're a 2, but they run all of your errands. Oh, wow. For you when you are overwhelmed. Wow.
Oh.
I love you so much.
Yeah.
Number 2. That I'm going to level, especially in my current state, I'm going to level you up to a 7. So, yeah.
They've run all of my errands for me when I'm overwhelmed. They're 10.
That's me every day.
They're a 10. That's why I married her. She's a 10.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. That will conclude this episode. They are a 10, but...
Episode?
Yes. Well,
segment.
Sorry.
Speaking
now,
of, this is episode, 5 for us?
This is number 5.
Hey, if you guys have been watching all 5 episodes, thank you very much.
Yes,
appreciate it.
absolutely. My gosh, you guys are amazing. So we're going to do a little improv. So as you guys heard, Amanda chose zoo and skateboarding. So if one comes to mind, just click off and go. I took my skateboard to the zoo.
Well, we're doing both.
Let's do it. And I was riding through the crowds.
Minding my own business. There I was, riding my skateboard through the crowds.
I love how he copies me. I love it.
And I was doing tricks that nobody else could copy.
And whilst doing a trick that no one else could copy, that is a word.
Whilst?
Whilst.
What,
Doing
from
a
medieval
trick.
times?
That's right.
Wolves not steal food?
I hit a rock and I flew into the air, did a complete flip over a fence, face landed in elephant dung.
Holy crap. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Elephant crap.
Yeah.
So there I was, and there were all these people with their cameras starting to take pictures.
And laughing.
And laughing.
The kids thought it was great. And what did you do? What, he's got something on mind.
No, I have absolutely nothing. So,
So I stood up.
So I got up in total embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to watch these cartoons where the elephants would hose you off with their trunks.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked over to the elephant. There was one next to a water trough.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to get him to get some water with his trunk to spray me off.
So I was hoping, in hopes that the elephant would spray me with water via his trunk. He didn't know who I was or what I was, so he slapped me with his trunk.
Slapped me several times. And then reached up, his trunk went between my legs, and he flung me back over the fence. Back into the crowd of people that were taking pictures of me.
I jump up. And I grab my skateboard and I run out of the zoo. The end.
We're going to have to move on to something else with these. These seem to be getting harder for us for some reason. I don't know.
He's no fun at all,
I'm no fun.
as you can see. So this is going to conclude our 5th episode of our podcast, Goldilocks and the Silver Fox. We have this on video on YouTube, and we have this in podcast land.
On podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes.
Search out Goldilocks and the Silver Fox.
If you are looking on a specific podcast site, and you can't find us, let us know, because maybe we're not on there, but we should be.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know.
We're still learning this.
And as we mentioned in the other video, or podcast, whatever, because we're doing both, sorry guys. If there's a topic you want us to cover, let us know. If there's questions you want us to answer, let us know. If you want us to, if you want to get to know us more, just ask, just get involved. We would love it. That would be a blast.
We would.
Yeah.
Goldilocks.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for
And the
watching.
Silver
Thanks for
Fox.
following us. We appreciate it.
Goldilocks.
Roger that.
Have a great day.
Bye. Cue the music.